Hello. Happy Thursday. So in this video, it's going to be a little bit long. So just warning you, I know for those of you who don't like long videos, I'm sorry. You guys know I try to keep them fairly short, but I'm just warning you now, it's going to be long. But you've already probably saw that because you saw how long the video was before you clicked on there. But grab something to drink, it's just going to be a long one. Because I want to update you guys on some things. Because as you've seen, I have not been here all week. I have not been on Instagram all week. It's just we've had some things going on. I will update you on all of those. But I wanted to do my August wrap up in this video, let you know what my plans are for September because I'm changing things up, changing them up. And then I want to give you a little bit of life updates on some things, house updates, that kind of thing. So, one of the things I really want to work on this month is working on my workspace because it's just not appealing to me. I bought some things for my walls. Oh, I'll get into that in like the house stuff. Okay, so first, August. You guys know August was my restart, reboot, keto, and I did very well. My main goal was I wanted to try to hit my macros and I wanted to track every day. I think I started on the 3rd, whatever that Monday was, and I did track every day all the way up to the 31st. The last 10 days of August, I did maintain. I don't really know why because I did really good. It's just one of those things. Your body just does what it does. It could be, I noticed on Monday was the day that I kind of started feeling a little bit crampy, and I checked my calendar, and yes, I am supposed to start my cycle yesterday, but I didn't. So it'll be sometime this week. I can feel it. It's coming. So I don't know if my body was, just holding on to something in the last 10 days. Who knows? It is what it is. I know it wasn't anything that I did. But I did lose 12.6 pounds the entire month of August. So I cannot be upset with that at all. And I am very happy with that. But I am going to be changing things up in September, based on some things that have happened the last few days. And some things I'm anticipating, and I need to work on some things. And so September I'm changing it up, so we'll go over that next. So as far as August, it went really well. I want to hear how your guys' August went. I know a lot of you were also doing like a reboot and restart, so let me know how it went for you. But however it went, whatever goals you set for yourself, you set the goals. So that is the first step, is setting those goals, definitely. So you set them and you worked on them. That's all that matters. If you did not hit everyone, that's okay. It's okay to not hit every single one of your goals. And I didn't really set a weight loss goal. I don't think, did I? I don't remember setting one. My main goal was to try to hit my macros. I changed them up and did the higher protein, a little bit lower fat. And then I did, tracking every day. So I did all that. There was I had a hard time hitting my protein macros though. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit on the September. So that is August wrap up. So as you've noticed, I haven't been able to film very much. My work schedule has been crazy. You guys know, if you've been following me a while, August is one of our busiest months doing school district in-services. This year's a little bit different, of course, with a lot of them being virtual, but we did have a couple in-person ones. So it's kind of thrown my schedule off a little bit, which it always does this time of year. Also, we have 2 today, so they're both virtual. But I wanted to make sure I filmed today, so I figured I could do it while I'm at home. So yesterday we did have to travel somewhere. I'll get kind of into that because that's kind of driving what my September goals are going to be. But the reason why I haven't been able to film this week is because of some issues that have come up with my husband's health. So I wanted to update you guys on that. So earlier this month, about 2 weeks ago, I want to say 3 weeks ago, he had some blood tests done, just routine. His kidney doctor, we saw her in June, and she wanted to run tests 2 months because his kidney test did not come back very good, even though he's been off the 2 medications that they're pretty sure were causing the kidney damage, or the kidney failure. So the tests in June were not that great, but she said sometimes it can take like 6 months, and he stopped taking the stuff in February. And so we ran them again. So she ran them again in a few weeks ago, and the kidney results were really good. They were improving, so we were excited. They raised like 6 points on the scale. And so we were like, okay, good. He's in a good place. They actually were the best, and they've been in over a year. The first time we got him tested that they showed that they were failing was last August, was when the failure started. So it had been a full year actually, and they were better than they were back then. So we thought, okay, good, maybe we found what's going on. However, we get a call about a week after his results came in, and the kidney doctor called and she said, I've called your primary care because we're really concerned about your white blood count. So we looked up the results. They were sent to us, and his white blood count was pretty much like non-existent, and it's just out of the blue. The last time he'd had his blood count done was last October, and it was normal. And I don't understand a lot of it. I mean, there's so many pieces of this blood count. Like there's like just 5 different things that average out to this white blood count, and they most of them were low and a couple of them were normal. But anyways, his overall white blood count was like pretty much non-existent. So they told him that she said she was contacting his primary care to do a follow-up. And we never heard anything. He called the doctor's office and said, after we didn't hear anything for like a week, almost a week. It was like the end of the week. So I think the kidney doctor called him on Monday, and it was like Friday. He called the doctor's office and I haven't heard anything. And so they said, well, we'll leave her a note. So he gets a call last Wednesday, which happened to be the same day we get an email from his doctor's office has like a patient portal, which I'm sure most places do. And we had gotten an email that one of the special tests that she had sent off to a lab in New York came back, and it was like double the number that it should be. And I had no idea what that test was. I knew why she had told me that she said she wanted to rule out certain autoimmune diseases that could cause kidney failure. She didn't think it was going to be anything because she was pretty sure it's the medication, but she said there's no way, of course, to test it to find out besides just doing all these tests and eliminating things. So that test came back and it was almost double. And then his doctor's office called that same day. So we thought it was about that test. And so they said she wants to get you in as soon as possible. So she made an appointment for Tuesday, which happened to be the same day he already had a doctor's appointment with his psychiatrist that he sees every 3 months. So so that was good. So I made arrangements to get out. We had something going on that morning, but I had a coworker step in for me so I could go to the doctor with him. Because when I had looked up that test, it had some really scary things. And I know you shouldn't look things up online, but I just wanted to know what the test was. But then when I started reading about one that wasn't such a scary thing, that had all the same symptoms that he has been having over the last year. So we're feeling a little encouraged that we may go into this doctor's appointment with getting some answers. Then Sunday night, my husband's tooth started hurting super bad. Gave him like this bad headache. He couldn't even bite down on anything. His gum was all swollen. So he ended up having to take Monday off, so he could call the dentist first thing in the morning and get in there. So he did. He got in the dentist on Monday. Then he had his doctor's appointment on Tuesday. So that was why it was just hard to film, because we were just trying to figure out what, he just has too many issues and all of that. So Tuesday we go to the doctor, and she didn't mention that. She just kept talking about the white blood count, and then she kept going through her symptoms. And I said, well, what about that other test that we just got an email about from the patient portal? And she goes, oh, I didn't see that one, which kind of irritated me a little bit, but I understand they're busy. They have a ton of patients. We had just been under the impression that's why she was calling. But she looked at it and she said, well, let me look to see why his kidney doctor ordered that test, which I could have told her, but she was reading through it. So she was just like, she goes, your test results, they could either be totally benign, nothing, or it could be up to something super scary, like some kind of cancers. And so of course, she's like, we want to rule out the scary stuff first. So she went through a lot of questions. I mean, just a lot of history that she's already gone through before, but she was really focusing on things that could show maybe some like cancer type situations. And so she was just asking a lot of questions. We told her though that the main thing that has increased probably the worst is his fatigue. The shortness of breath, we did tell her that his shortness of breath is definitely not related to exertion. Because when we moved, it was hard. He worked hard when he moved, and we had, a lot of appliances that he was exerting himself. Never once did he get short of breath. He does not have a high exertion job, and even on the parts that are, he doesn't get out of breath. he can be sitting on the couch and then all of a sudden get out of breath. So she said, well, then he's had a ton of heart tests, so they've already said it's not heart, which makes sense because exertion would show more on the heart. So she put that down. I said, well, the other thing that's been happening is the fatigue. And my husband's not very good about, he knows what's going on, but he's not very good all the time about explaining just how, like, he'll just say, yeah, I'm just tired. I'm like, no, you're not just tired. Yes, he has to get up early. Sometimes he has to start work at 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. So that means he's getting up like at 3 in the morning. However, he'll go and he'll work an 8-hour day. So he'll go at 4 o'clock in the morning, be off by 12 or 1 o'clock, come home, sleep for like 2 hours, get up, take a shower, lay down for a little bit longer until dinner's ready, eat dinner, and then we go to bed by like 9 o'clock. Sometimes he goes to bed like at 8:30. So, and he's still never feeling rested from that. He spends like the first few hours of work trying to wake up, which is not good for his job. And so, I explained that to her. I said, it's a little bit more than just being tired. I said, it's fatigue. He is very fatigued. And it's like this pretty much every day. So she, went through that and she said, but how long has that been going on? And I said, well, it's just been, it's consistently getting worse since like the beginning of this year. So February or March or so. And we thought maybe just a change of medication, but the medication they changed him to from the one they took off of him that we thought was affecting the kidneys. The new one they put him on, actually, they tell you not to only make sure you only take it in the morning because it can actually make you more like awake and not be able to sleep at night. So I don't know. Anyway, anytime you're changing medications, it can affect you, and we know that. And so we've been kind of taking that into consideration. But then when all these test results were coming back, we thought could be something else. So she said, okay, well, this is what I want to do. She's like, your blood tests are never consistent. She went back and she looked. He's had a ton of blood tests done since last August. So there's a lot of history to look at. And so she said, I want to rerun some tests that your kidney doctor ran in June and in August and beginning of this month. And she's like, what I plan on doing is running everything I can think of to run. And then she said, more than likely what we're going to do is going to refer us to a hematologist. And she wants to run as much blood as she can. That way he or she already has everything. They won't have to rerun anything and we won't have to go back. She's hoping we go into the appointment with all the information that the person needs to be able to maybe make a, determination of what's going on. But then she said, so I'm just gonna let you know, it's gonna be a lot of blood. And she's like, so let's make an appointment for 6 to 8 weeks. And she's like, I'm gonna look into some things and I may call you before then and have you come in, or just call you and let you know what I may have found. She's like, I need to process this and kind of put all some things together after she kind of talked to him. One of the things she kept asking about was exposures to chemicals because she's concerned about leukemia. Because he has worked in jobs in the past that exposed him to chemicals, but not in a long-term. A lot of them were just one-time exposures. So, and they were back in the 80s. And so she doesn't really think that's going to be a thing. But she did right now, she's going to do some research on that. So she said, so just hang tight, we'll come draw your blood here in a little bit. Then she came back in and told us that the person that draws the blood is doing somebody else and would be a little bit. But she's like, I also want to warn you, it's going to be a lot of blood. And it was, you guys, it was 10 vials of blood. It was a whole lot of blood. But then she also said, she goes, I went back to my office and I was looking at some things. And she said, have you guys ever heard of sarcoidosis? I know I'm not pronouncing that right. And I said, yes, actually, that's what the kidney doctor had said she was concerned about. It affecting the kidneys, and that's why she ran that one test. And his doctor was like, yes. And so she goes, and your symptoms, the fatigue, the shortness of breath, the dry cough that he's had for years. He has a cough he's had for years. We attribute it to because his previous doctor said that it was from his acid reflux. The specialist that he goes to for his acid reflux, I can't remember what kind of a doctor he is. Anyway, he told him that that's why he's having this cough, because the acid comes up in his throat, it affects him. And so we always just assumed the dry cough he's had forever was attributed to that. But she said it could also be attributed to this other thing. And not to mention, I forgot to mention that when he had the CAT scan on his lungs in December, there was little things on there called granulomas, something like that. And they wanted to repeat the scan in a year. So to make sure that those didn't get any bigger, they didn't multiply. And those are also a sign of this other thing. So this other thing is like, we don't know anything about it. She didn't tell anything about it because she doesn't want to say that's what it is. And she just beat until we find everything out. So anyway, we had one of the test results came back already. The other ones are all being sent off to Washington, Washington and New York. So those ones will take about a week to get back. But there's just a complete blood count come back, and his white blood cells are perfectly fine now. And so it's like all the stuff that was low before are back up, except for like 2 of them, and they are better than they were a few weeks ago. However, now all of his liver stuff, so anything has to do with the liver, is super high. So we're back now to something different, and his kidneys are back down again. So I don't know. So no idea. We don't know now. So she's waiting for the rest of the test results to come back, and she may have us come in sooner than 6 weeks. So we'll just have to wait and see where we're at. But yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, so there's the update on that. So just things have been super, super stressful these last like 10, 12 days. It's been crazy. That could be why I maintained. I don't know. But it has been it's been insane. And we're just working through it, and we'll just see what happens. And he's working when he can, and when he can't, he just can't. I mean, there's not much we can do about it. So what else was I gonna talk? I think this is just going to be an update video. I think I will film a separate video that will have like my food and all that in it, because this is going to be a long video, because I also want to talk about house updates. So and also want to tell you my September, what I plan on for September. So this is just going to be like a life update video, I think. I think that's what we're just gonna do. That'll be what it's titled, and you already know that by the time you get to this point and you're like, you've already said that. Yes, I did. Okay, house update. We have kind of had to put some of the stuff to the side for a few reasons. Obviously money, because now we don't know what's going to be going on with his health. These blood tests are going to be very expensive because they're specialty blood tests. We may have to repeat the CT scan. She's thinking that she's going to check with the pulmonologist, because he wanted to do it in December after a year, but she's going to let him know of some of the things that are going on now and asking if maybe we should do a repeat sooner than later. I don't know why they would wait. I don't know if there's like disadvantages of waiting. Why not just do it now, and then we could do another one if they need to? I don't know if she's just trying to save money. I have no idea why I don't know. I think she's thinking the blood is the cheaper of the two, but really it's not when you look at our insurance. The insurance last time on the CT scan, like we only had to pay just like $400 or $500 after the insurance. Well, but our deductible was paid, so we didn't actually have to pay anything. But the blood tests were like $700 and something after insurance. And again, our deductible was paid last time, but now it's not. I mean, we started fresh with a new deductible in January. So he's double covered under my insurance though, so that's good. But his insurance, of course, is primary, so it's first. So we kind of had to, I don't want to spend any money right now. I'm buying some decor pieces, the cheaper stuff. We have paint, so we could be painting, and that's part of the things we need. We got one wall painted. We're very lucky. Let me just tell you first, we're very lucky that the people that owned this before took just very good care of the house, and we really don't have to do anything right now. The things that we are wanting to do is just to freshen it up, put some fresh paint, which they had left like 2 full gallons of paint. So we have plenty of paint. We don't, just the things that we want to do is mainly for us, just cosmetic type things, just to freshen up. We want to redo that bathroom just to match the decor and the rest of the house, because it's a different color. And we want to do the flooring just because it's an older flooring. I mean, but it's not anything like bad, so we don't have to do these things. These are the things I wanted to do. Same with the decor pieces. So I'm just buying decor pieces here and there because that's the cheaper part of it. And I'll show you those. I want to make my little corner right here where I'm working to be a little bit more like pleasing and make me feel like I want to redo some stuff on my desk. And because right now I'm just feeling so like it just doesn't feel very homey. And even my desk at my office is like homey. I have plants, I have decor, I have things all over the place. And so it does not feel like that here at all. But another reason why we kind of had to put on the back burner is because the transmission went out on the car that my stepson drives, and the only way he can get to and from work is that vehicle. So they bought a new transmission at a junkyard, got a year warranty on it, so we had a really good deal on it. And they took out the old one the last 2 weekends, and so they need to get the other one put in. So that is kind of taking time away from, you know, doing stuff around the house as well. And plus we're trying to get that done. So, I mean, I can do the painting and stuff myself. My husband helped me last weekend, but I'm going to do some painting this weekend myself. I want to get the bathroom painted because I have a ton of things for the walls in the bathroom that I already had purchased. I just haven't been able to put them up because I want to paint first. So that's why that stuff's kind of been put on the back burner as far as the house goes. But as soon as we have things, I will show those to you. The last thing is September. So let's talk about September. Yesterday, let's just first talk about yesterday. Yesterday we traveled for work, and I did really good. I, you know, had my regular like granola bar for breakfast, and then we went to lunch and I got a salad, and I did really good. But when I was coming home, like I could not stop thinking about pizza. It was a pizza place that we went to, and this is where like my issues with food come in. I could not stop thinking about it all the way home. Pizza, smelling it, wanting it. It's like, it makes me like so mad that I can't get it out of my head when that happens. So when I got home, it was in my head. I was like, okay, you know what? Friday's normally my day that if I choose to do like a off-plan meal, it's gonna be Friday, and that was my plan. So in my head, I'm like, I justified it by saying, I'm just gonna do it today. And so I ordered pizza, breadsticks, potatoes, the whole thing, and I felt terrible. Not terrible that I did it, I felt terrible at how I felt. And I was like, you know what? But I also kind of did start feeling terrible about doing it because it wasn't planned, and I liked planned ones, and I did it to feed like the addiction in my head. And I hated that. It just made me feel so bad that I cannot get over that. I got M&Ms and I ate those. When I have these, like I made these nut clusters out of like sugar-free chocolate chips and some salt and a little bit of peanut butter and some almonds, and they were so amazing, and they definitely made me feel like I was eating like M&Ms. But why? And so I'm just saying, it's just like, I don't know. It really made me think about that maybe I need to remove these off-plan days for a while, because I think I wouldn't have done it if I already didn't have one planned. I think I could have gotten away with it. I think I could have gotten away from it. But because in my head I was thinking Friday was already a planned one, and then I don't like feeding those addictions. I don't like doing that. I like having a plan. I like saying, okay, we're going on vacation. On this day, I'm just not gonna track. I like having a plan to not track. And I don't like it being from a different place in my head. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. So September goals are really gonna be based on what happened yesterday. I'm gonna go the rest of the month. And so I know it's the 3rd. That's funny because August 3rd, I know, is when I started my, my goals for August. I am not going to have a cheat meal, cheat day, off-plan day. I'm going to try for the whole month of September. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to find alternatives. I have tons of things. I mean, I have muffin mixes. I have cookie mixes. I have cookies. I have, like I said, I made those nut clusters. I have Quest pizza. I could have had a Quest pizza and that would have been satisfied. That always satisfies me. I have so many things. I could do a burger patty with cheese. And I mean, the potatoes are the only thing. And nothing for me substitutes a potato. I've tried everything that people have said, nothing substitutes it. So that's fine. I can do without potatoes for the rest of the month. I mean, that's just fine. I can do it. And I was having a lot of issues hitting my protein goal towards the end. So I think I'm gonna go back to where I was before, just set my tracker on Carb Manager back to keto. I had it on high protein keto, and then I'm just gonna set it back to regular keto, the 565, 35, does that all add up right? 25, I don't know, whatever it is. I'm gonna put it back to where it was, and I'm gonna track it every day for the month of September. So it's gonna be tracking. I'm gonna try my hardest not to have any slip-ups for the rest of the month. So I'm not gonna have slip-ups. I'm also not gonna plan for any off-plan days, and I'm gonna change my tracker back so I'm not, you know, feel like I'm not hitting my goals because I can't get that high protein in. I feel like I do better with high protein, but I think I was shooting for too high. I think I was. So there you go. There's my goals for the month of September. Oh, I'm also going to, my leg is feeling a ton better. You guys know I hurt my calf. So I'm gonna start slow. I'm gonna do some like standing, like ab exercises, some laying on the floor ab, because I have my yoga mat now. So I'm gonna do some ab stuff that I'm not, you know, using my legs for. And I'm gonna do some of the Leslie Sandstone walking videos that are on YouTube. So I figured that would be easy to kind of ease back into some stuff, but I'm just gonna really kind of baby that leg, no squats, nothing like that, that's lunges or anything that's going to hurt my calf again. So I wanna make sure it's 100% healed before I really commit to any other kind of workout. But I think just getting some movement in is what I need to do. So there you go. There are my updates for August, life, house, my new goals for September. Thank you guys for hanging in there. It's just been kind of a crazy last couple of weeks, and yeah, so let me know how you guys are all doing. What are your goals for September? I think I'll put this video up this weekend sometime. I really want to get a what I eat video up this week because I haven't had any up there. So I think I'm going to start another video for today, and that'll be my what I ate today. So we will do that. And I don't know if I'll have a dinner video up this week because I really haven't been making dinners this week. I've just been kind of grabbing things. I had meal prepped a few things. So yeah, so I don't think I will have a dinner video up, but I'll just record what I can. When I have enough, then I'll put them up there. So anywho, I hope you guys are doing well, and I will talk to you guys all very, very soon. Bye guys.